Hi, my name's Rob and I'm from Waste Savvy Staffs. We all create waste, there's nothing we can do about it, but how much do you think you waste a year? Do you think it's the weight of a small dog, about 10 kilograms, a panda, 100 kilograms, a polar bear, 500 kilograms, or the weight of a rhino, 1,000 kilograms? Well, the good news is it's not the weight of a rhino. It's actually about the weight of a small polar bear, just under 400 kilograms. And that's the amount we each throw away on average. Now, that might not sound like a lot over a year, but with nearly 70 million of us in the UK, that's a lot of polar bears. So everyone in Staffordshire threw away 419,000 tonnes of household waste last year. Now, if you can't quite think what 419,000 tonnes looks like or feels like, it's actually nearly twice the weight of the world's largest cruise ship. Now, the good news is not all of that is actually just thrown away. Over half of it is recycled, reused or composted. So that's 222,000 tonnes that's recycled, reused and composted, and that's about 53%. So what makes up the average bin? We usually find that most of the weight of that bin is food waste, usually about a third of the bin. A quarter of it, or 25%, is stuff that could have been recycled. We're talking about plastics, glass, metal, cardboard, all those sort of things that we know can be recycled. And a small part of the bin, about 10%, are textiles, and by textiles we mean things like clothes, bed sheets, duvet covers, those sort of things. So what does this tell us? It tells us that actually 64% of the average bin shouldn't be in there in the first place. So what can we do to make the change? Now, to understand this, we need to take a step back and look at the whole waste picture. And to do this, we're going to look at the waste hierarchy. Now, when we talk about the waste hierarchy, all we're talking about is that reduce, reuse, recycle model that I'm sure you've heard about. You've probably got signs up in school that say something like that. The full picture is actually reduce, reuse, recycle, recovery, which I'll come to in a bit, and landfill. So let's start at landfill and work our way up. So landfill is just where rubbish is dumped, where it piles up. But it gives off nasty gases like methane, which is a greenhouse gas, and other chemicals as well can leak out. But the good news is only 1.27% of rubbish goes to landfill in Staffordshire. Actually, pretty much all of it goes to this place here, an energy recovery facility. It's somewhere where they burn rubbish to create electricity. And all of the Staffordshire rubbish that goes to that place actually powers about 37,000 homes a year. And that's about the same of the whole of Cannock. But what we always have to remember with energy recovery is, although it's a very clever process, it's always better to reduce, reuse and recycle. So let's take a brief look at recycling next. So why is recycling important? Well, it's important because it saves resources, stopping us from chopping down trees and using up water and digging up metals from the ground. It saves energy. It's easier to make a product from recycled material than it is by making it from scratch, from the things that we get from the earth. It means less emissions, so less of those greenhouse gases, and it actually is cheaper as well. It saves us money to use recycled products. Now, when it comes to recycling, one of the questions that we get asked most is, how do we know what to recycle? What about this? What about that? Well, let's have a think about that. So who can we trust to tell us the right recycling information? Would it be social media? Would it be TV channels, newspapers, or packaging labels? I think probably you might say that some of those are safe. You probably might say the TV channels, the newspapers, and the packaging labels, of course, as well. They've got to be right because the people who've made them have put them on there. But in actual fact, all of those have problems with them. Social media, as I'm sure you know, is full of people's opinions, so we can't trust that. TV channels and newspapers are trustworthy, but when they talk about recycling, they can't talk about recycling just for your area. They're going to be talking about recycling for the whole country very often. And then packaging labels is a similar problem, really, because packaging labels, the people who make the product send it all over the country, and actually everybody recycles a little bit differently. We have to look at the recycling for our own area. So here's some examples of confusing packaging labels. The green dot with the little dark green arrow and the light green arrow going round and round and round, you'll see that on lots and lots of packaging. Unfortunately, that does not mean that that item can be recycled. It just means the person who made it has paid some money towards a recycling scheme. That's all that means. The next one down just shows the kind of plastic it is. And the one under that also similarly means it can be recycled, but it doesn't mean that you can where you live. The only place that you can go for the right information is your local council. I'm going to send to the school an activity and some leaflets to hopefully send home to your parents through your email system. And so if you can, print it out, put it onto the fridge and stick to it. So what kind of things go into your recycling bins at home? And I'm sure you know some of the answers to these already, but paper and cardboard, which would include things like junk mail that comes through the door, greeting cards, as long as they haven't got lots of glitter and ribbons and bows on, are absolutely fine. Even catalogues, those big chunky catalogues, they'd be fine too. Tin cans, drinks cans, metal lids that go on like jam jars, aluminium foil or trays, as long as it's clean, that can go in as well. Aerosols, so spray cans, they're made of metal, so they can be recycled over and over again. Glass jars and bottles, and plastic bottles, of course, as well, and all those different types of plastic packaging. So things like trays, bottles, yogurt pots, and even the little plastic caps and lids can go back loosely onto the bottle afterwards. There are other bits and pieces, and if you look at the leaflet that I've sent home, you'll see a little bit more information about some of the things you can and can't recycle. So how does composting fit into waste reduction? Well, we like to think it fits in a little bit higher than recycling because it doesn't involve all of the picking it up by trucks and all the energy involved. But what is it? Perhaps you don't know what composting is. You might not have a compost bin at home. But compost is when natural things like fruit and vegetables and grass break down in air. They rot down. We call it aerobic decomposition. It just means rotting down. With compost, it's all about getting the mix right. And it's the best thing to do is get a mixture of the greens and browns. And the greens are high in nitrogen and the browns are high in carbon. And by greens, we mean things like vegetable and fruit waste. So like apple cores, lettuce leaves, maybe some potato peelings, but also your grass cuttings from the garden and any prunings from, say, hedges or large bushes. And then the browns would be things like leaves or sort of slightly more woody prunings, but also actually just householdy stuff like cardboard, toilet roll tubes, kitchen roll tubes, egg boxes are another good one to put in. And even kitchen roll paper and tissues are fine as well, as long as they don't have sort of like meat juices, blood or fat on them, which might attract rats. But as long as it's relatively clean, they're fine to put into your compost. So all of those things will help to create compost, but actually reduce waste at the same time. So the next one on our list is reuse. And these days we have lots of reusable items that stop us from using single-use items that are just thrown away after one use. I'm sure you've all got a reusable shopping bag at home and hopefully a water bottle as well that you fill up with maybe at school. You might see mums and dads and teachers going around with coffee mugs, the ones that you can use over and over again and just wash out. But you might have reusable straws. Cloths, of course, are reusable. You can put them in the washing machine if they're getting a bit dirty. A lunchbox is a reusable item. Sandwich wraps, cutlery, and even reusable nappies. Instead of nappies that you just throw away in the bin, there are ones that you can wash and the baby can wear again, just like you wear your clothes again. The last one on the list is reduce, and probably the best example to use for reducing is food waste. It's the thing we buy too much of and we regularly waste. And we waste about a third of all food produced across the world. And most of the food waste here in the UK does come from households, about 7 million tonnes a year. And that would fill Wembley Stadium 9 times over, which is a huge amount. Example of this would be something like bread. 24 million slices of bread get thrown away every single day from UK homes. If you piled all those slices of bread up, it would go up to Mount Everest 23 times over. There are lots of ways to fight food waste. I can't go in detail with them now, but maybe I might get to do a talk with you another time. But let's go through just some of the main ones. Probably the easiest way is to plan what you need. It just stops you grabbing stuff as you go around the supermarket that really you don't know whether you're going to get to eat them before they go off. Checking to see what you've got at home before you go shopping to stop you from duplicating. And when it comes to dates, you might see things like display until, sell by, best before and use by. Only really use by is one that means that it's not safe to eat after this date. Best before items, as long as it looks okay and smells okay and feels okay, it can still be eaten quite a bit after that date. And display until and sell by are only for the shops, so we can just ignore those. Leftovers, it's really important to use up the food that we have in the house. So it's quite a good idea to have a regular leftovers night every week and use up whatever's in the cupboards and the freezer. And if you've got a good store of sort of canned foods and frozen foods, you can pretty much whisk up different types of meals. And if you don't know recipes, if you don't know meals to make, there is tons and tons of them online. An example of storing things better would be for the bread. How can we store bread to make sure it gets eaten before it goes mouldy like in that picture there? Well, there's two ways. The first way is to make sure that you tie the bag shut after you've took a slice of bread out. You could use the little sticky label, but if that doesn't work very well, a peg or a clip does the job really well. And if you think you're not going to use it in time at all, you could just freeze it and then toast it whenever you want it. So we've had a quick whiz through the waste hierarchy. We've looked at actually we don't landfill that much at all in Staffordshire, and most of it goes to energy recovery. But we've also learned that recycling is more important than just putting everything into the bin. And we've also learned that reusing something again and again is better than recycling it. And I hope we've learned as well that reducing in the first place, like food waste, is even better than reusing. So we're hoping that you can put some of these ideas into practice by being a waste hero at home. And you can do this by taking home the sheet if it's been printed off for you at school, or print off at home and have a go at ticking off when you do something that's reducing waste. And each time you do one of them, you can give yourself a tick, and if you do it more than once, you can give yourself another tick and another tick. Don't worry if you can't do all of them, because there are things in there like composting and you might not have a compost bin, but every single thing you do makes a difference. So thank you for listening and good luck on your waste reduction journey.